Good morning, everybody. So we're back here with Mansfield Parks Online. I've got Madison here with me. So Madison is with Oliver Nature Park, and we are super excited to be outside and enjoying the fresh air. Madison, you happy to be outside?
Yes, I'm so happy to be outside. I've been cooped up for so long. We haven't been able to go to work or school, and so I'm really glad to be able to be enjoying this natural sunlight that everybody should be getting.
Absolutely, especially with all the rain last night. Did you guys see the rain? Did you hear the rain at your house?
Oh yeah, it's nice to fall asleep too.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh wow. My dogs did not sleep a wink last night because of the rain, so I did not sleep a wink either. So I'm happy to have the sunshine back. So we're going to talk about going for a nature scavenger hunt today. So the fun thing about nature hunts is that you don't have to go far. As much as we love for everybody to go to our parks, we know everybody's staying home right now, so you don't have to go far to find really cool nature, right, Madison?
Yeah, whenever I'm in my own backyard, I'm just like overwhelmed with the abundance of nature that I can find just in my backyard. And so that's kind of what we're going to do today, and we're going to attach a backyard scavenger hunt list for all of you kiddos to go outside and have your own adventure. And then we're also going to go and check out and see what we can find.
Absolutely. And so, it rained last night like we talked about, but that doesn't mean you can't go outside. As long as your mom says it's okay and you wear your boots, you wear some good shoes that can get muddy. It's actually a good time to go out after we've had some rain. So Madison, what kind of thing can we find when there's been rain that we might not find when it's dry?
Well, when there's been rain, a lot of animals that live in the ground come up. And so we'll see things like roly-polies, earthworms, slugs, and snails. And normally you'll find those on the sidewalk. They'll come out and they'll be like, my home was flooded. So they'll be out and about on the sidewalk and we can find them. We'll also find things like turtles. They like to come out after it's rained as well.
Very good. And we learned from Miss Tiffany the other day that a lot of times when the turtles are out, it's because they've laid their eggs. And so they're going to lay their eggs or they're coming back to lay their eggs. So remember, if you see a turtle in the road, you can move it the direction that its head is facing, but don't take it home with you or don't take it anywhere else because the turtle knows where it's going. It just doesn't want to get run over, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be very bad.
So like Madison said, we're going to have a scavenger hunt checklist up here in the comments after we're done that you guys can download. Another fun thing about scavenger hunts is that you can do them however you like. So if your mom or dad lets you borrow a camera or smartphone, you can take pictures of the things that you find. If you really like art, you can take a notepad or a sketchbook and you can draw the things that you find. You can just cross them off on our list. If you like writing, you could write stories about all the different things that you find. You can also do rubbings of the natural things that you find, which we'll talk about that later. So that's another fun way to kind of mix art and the nature together. And you can also collect the things that you find. But one important thing, Madison, tell them the important thing if you want to collect things.
So if you want to collect things, you have to make sure that you know what you're getting. So there are a few harmful plants that are out there that could cause you to itch, and so you really don't want to itch. That's called poison ivy. It's leaves of 3, let it be, and those leaves are usually shaped like a mitten like that.
So if it looks like this, don't pick it up. Even if you think it's giving you a high five, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
so
not.
and then that'll be like 3. It'll look like it has 3 hands.
Right.
Another thing is that some of our animals are out and about, and they can get scared, and they might instead of running away, if they feel trapped, they might want to attack, but they won't as long as you take these precautions. So you never want to grab an animal that you don't know what it is. You don't want to really grab it at all, especially since we have some baby animals out and about now that it's springtime. Snakes, you never know what you're going to find, so don't pick up any animals. Another thing is that the pollinators are out because it's the springtime. We have bees and butterflies. You don't want to pick up any flowers. So with the flowers, you might want to take a picture or draw, but they need that pollen. The bees and the butterflies need that pollen in order to help make more flowers.
Very good. Oh, we have some friends watching. Hi, Jen. Say hi, Jen. Madison.
Hi.
So if you want to pick something up, be sure it's already fallen to the ground. So a leaf or a flower that's already fallen off the tree is good. An acorn that's already fallen off. We don't want to pick anything that's already alive or take an animal from its home. Okay, so I think we should get started, right?
Yes, I think
yes.
so
Oh, you know what? We forgot one more thing. Okay, one more thing, and then we're gonna start looking at things. So Madison has a really cool app she wants to show you guys. So this is called iNaturalist, and you can look it up on the app store of whatever kind of smartphone you have, or we'll put the link also in our comments. But so iNaturalist, you can see here, it looks like this.
So this is where we are right now.
So it uses a map, and with iNaturalist you can take a picture of things that you find and then upload them, and scientists from all over the world use this app and they'll help you identify what it is. So you can just search things to see pictures of to know what a certain plant or animal looks like, or you can upload your own picture and have people help you identify them.
Yeah. All right.
So we're going to do that as we get started. When we find a couple things, we'll upload them so you can see how it goes. Okay. But for now, we're going to go for a walk. Okay, so let's go walking. So one of the important things about going for a nature walk is you have to be very observant, right, Madison?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you always want to be on the lookout, and look what we found. Oh, my goodness. So what we can do... So
what is that?
That guy is actually a larva, which is sort of like a baby of a mayfly, which I like to call skeeter eaters. They have really long legs. They're also known as crane flies. They've been flying into my house like crazy.
Have you guys seen any of these mayflies or skeeter eaters at your house? They're the really giant. They kind of look like mosquitoes, but lots of big legs and that. So this is the larva of it, which means it's like a baby. So it hasn't yet turned into what we normally see, but it's going to. It's going. Here, you wanna see if it'll move a little bit there? When we kind of. Oh, there we go.
There he goes.
So,
yeah, and you can actually sort of see. He's kind of translucent, which means you can kind of see inside.
See inside? See those little like wormy looking things inside when?
Yeah.
Okay, so you always want to ask your mom before you touch anything. Hey, Paxton and Grayson, have you guys seen one of these at your house? I bet they're out. A lot of times they hide like in cracks of sidewalks. See, we have the little sidewalk over there. Mm-hmm. A lot of times they'll be in cracks or next to things or in the flower beds. But you can kind of see all the little things inside of him that kind of look like worms. Those are just his insides. Look at that little guy go. So he is looking for, I think he got washed up by the water. What do you think, Madison?
Yeah, I think so too. There's quite a few things that we are going to find on our sidewalk today that have been washed up by the rain.
And you can see how he kind of moves, where he like bunches up his little body and then moves it forward, because he doesn't have any legs, but his little body has little ridges on it, and so that's how he kind of moves. He kind of like wiggles around. I bet if you guys try, you can lay down on your tummy and put your arms next to you like a worm and try and kind of squish down on the floor like that to see if you can and
he's got like something else that's really small that's climbing on top of him. So if you thought that guy was small, there's even smaller things crawling on him right now.
Oh man, look at that.
Yeah, there's all sorts of different sized critters.
All right, what else are we gonna find here, Madison?
Well,
we're lucky. Our office has a really nice backyard, doesn't it? So we are lucky that we get to see a lot of extra things, but every backyard has cool things, and even you can walk around your neighborhood and find cool stuff.
Yeah, so after it rains sometimes, and you have a bunch of places where it's muddy, especially if you're walking down a creek, you're gonna see all sorts of animal prints. Not even just your dog. There's all sorts of animals that come out and get drinks.
Ooh.
So right here, we have what looks like to be a dog, but it's a lot smaller. And I actually can I can use my hand as a ruler and go like that and be able to kind of tell how big it is. So this looks like it is a fox.
Ooh, a fox.
So fox, they have nails. Foxes have nails like that. And their paw prints will have nails in the sand, not all of them, but if they step down far enough. Cats, so foxes are canines, and cats are obviously felines, and they have retractable claws. And so when we find their paw prints, there's no claws. But definitely with the canines, we'll see claws.
Very good. And why do you think foxes have such big claws?
They have big claws because they're actually one of the only canines that can climb trees. And they also need that to run, to hunt. They also have sharp teeth.
I'm really glad my dogs can't climb trees.
Yeah, foxes are definitely really talented and nimble in that way.
So probably the little fox came out, went to the pond this morning, got a little drink, maybe looking for some little snack to eat.
So we can also, and this one's really easy because you don't even have to walk. Sometimes you can just sit and listen to all the birds that are singing. They're so happy. They don't know what's going on right now.
Let's see if we'll go over here where these trees are. Can you guys hear them?
I hear so many different species of birds, different kinds. You can actually see him up in the tree. He's bright red. Does anybody know what kind of red bird we have?
Where do you see him?
Right above the light.
There he is. Okay, I got it angled. Oh, let's see if I can get him on the camera. I don't know if we can get him that far. He's right like up here.
Does anybody know what we call our red birds here in Texas?
Very good. You guys know what a red bird is? The little red birds you see all over? Those are called cardinals, right? Are they all red, Madison?
The boys, the daddies are bright red so that they can attract their girlfriends, and the mamas or the girls are more of a dull orange brown so that they can stay hidden and keep their eggs safe.
Nice. So if you're going on a nature hunt and you're trying to find birds, the really important thing is to be very quiet, which we're not doing a very good job of because we're talking to you guys about all of the birds and things that we're seeing. But if you want to find some birds, if you go sit outside and just sit very, very quietly, you'll hear them first, and then once you hear them and listen very carefully, you'll be able to see them. So you just have to be very patient. If you have binoculars, you can use them, but usually you can see them if you're just very quiet. We have another little footprint that's fun to show.
Really fun. So remember how I was talking about how cats don't have claws? These are actually little baby bobcat or kitten paws. And they were stepping around because they don't care about rules. They didn't see that wet cement sign. They just started stepping around in the cement when the sidewalk was being made. And now there's tracks forever. So
That's okay.
That is a really fun thing.
We're park people. We like to have the bobcats with us all the time.
Yeah.
Very good. Here's a fun, I'm just gonna stop right here real quick, Madison. Here's a really pretty leaf. This leaf is really nice. It's a really pretty kind of color, and this is one that you'll see a lot. Do you know what kind of tree that is, Madison?
Oh gosh, a maple?
I think it is a maple. It sure looks like a maple.
And underneath it was a whole bunch of little...
Oh yeah, so that's a good, can you see on the, there we go, let's see these little things. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but if you guys do this at home and you move things that are, let me see, where's your finger there? If you move things that are down, especially after it's been raining, see right there by Madison's finger, that little wormy guy there? Whenever you move stuff, you're gonna find things underneath it.
Yeah, so this was their home.
Yes, exactly. And if you want to be real careful, like if you have like any sort of log or rocks, they a lot of times you'll find things underneath it. You just want to roll them away from you and have an adult watching.
Yes.
Okay, somebody asked Madison what the tiny little blue flowers are. Do you know?
Those are...
Where were those?
I think I do.
We're going to see if we can find some more of those there. So we're going to look to see if we know what that is. And I will say that's a perfect example for why the iNaturalist app is so great. So if you find one of those, you can take a picture of it, upload it, and you'll have 20 people tell you exactly what it is very quickly.
So, I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but we can definitely...
These kind of little flowers like that?
There's also violets that are blooming out right now.
Yeah, this is a really great time of year. So Madison's going to...
I'm going to use iNaturalist. We picked up our iPad real quick. Or, yeah, we got our iPad.
Very good.
I'm going to check to see because even I don't know, and that's okay because we have that.
Good. So because it's springtime right now, it's a really great time because you get to see all the things that are out that that are just starting to bloom, that are just starting to sprout. You guys have probably seen bluebonnets are starting to come up. All sorts of fun things that are coming.
So I've taken a picture.
Okay, good. All right.
Now I'm going to click next. Now I'm going to go to what did you see? And it's going to suggest to me a couple of different things based on what the computer has come up with. So that was called field matter, M-A-D-D-E-R, and that's just another plant that we normally call a weed that normally gets mowed, but everything flowers. And so I don't know if that was a specific, because there's all sorts of blue flowers.
Very good.
Oh, I see a spider.
Ooh. Oh, Madison,
Let me see.
you're gonna touch it. One thing I will say too about the iNaturalist, it gives you the option when you're uploading, you can add your exact geolocation, which is something you would want to do like at a park, because then it catalogs all the things that are found like at Oliver Nature Park. If you go on the app and look up Oliver, you can see all the things people have found there.
So it's probably a jumping spider.
Oh, good.
He didn't want to go.
We'll let him jump away.
Yes, but that is an arachnid. So spiders are actually not insects; they're arachnids. They have 8 legs.
Gross.
So,
oh, look, our friend Suzette answered that she said it was field matter too. So she is one of our experts at Oliver Nature Park. Thank you, Suzette. So I would trust her saying on that.
Yeah,
but
have a pine tree here.
right. Oh wait, it was that. So what I was saying. So on the iNaturalist, so you can add your location like if you're on a park. But then if you're at home, you can do the one that's called, what was it called?
Obscured.
Obscured. And so that will give like a general location, like a box. Sort of around like your half of town-ish kind of thing, a few mile range. And then there's one that's totally private, but if it's totally private, other scientists can't see it, so you're really just collecting for yourself.
Yeah.
If you obscure it, they at least know what part of the country you're in,
Yes.
which helps them identify, because a little purple flower in like China or England is going to be a very different little purple flower than what we would have here. So obscured is the best if you're going to do it in your own backyard.
Yeah, and so that's really important too, because some things grow in totally other places, some things live in totally other places. And we have here our state tree.
Oh, anybody know what the state tree of Texas is? I do not know.
It is the pecan tree.
Oh, that makes
And,
sense. Pecan or pecan?
Pecan is
Pecan.
how I say it.
That's
Pecan
okay.
is how I say it. I'm not that country. And these guys are actually a seed to nut.
That's how we make pecan pie?
Yeah, and so we're going to open up its protective shell.
Look at that. So we can pick this one up because it's already fallen. So don't try not to pick it off the tree, but we can definitely pick it up and open it up and see what's inside. Could we eat that, Madison?
You know what? If we had something to roast them in, if you know how to make it with the raw, I'm not a very good cook, so I don't know how to make like pecan pie out of raw pecans.
Right. And I would say we definitely don't eat it without asking our moms.
But definitely
first.
once you open it up, if you have pliers or your squirrel or whatever, whichever way you want to open it up.
Pliers or a squirrel.
So this is going to taste really yummy to humans and squirrels
So
and anything else that wants to eat it.
So that's the same pecan that you can buy at the store, like in a bag if you want to make something, or that other people use to make pecan pies. But it just comes right off a tree, just like this kind of a tree here.
Yep.
And you can see all the little lumps on the ends of the branches. Those are little pecans. Oh, hi, Caleb. We're glad you're watching. And absolutely, we want you to take a nature walk and send us some pictures of what you find on your walk.
All right.
All right, where are we going now here?
Butterfly.
Oh, we saw a butterfly. I missed it.
That's okay. The butterflies go really fast. So we're just going to go down here real quick.
Oh, good. I want to point out, Madison has on her boots, as do I. We are prepared for a muddy nature walk. You always want to be ready. It's good to wear pants even when it's warm out, just in case you might get into something.
So here we have an oyster shell. And normally oysters aren't like going to be totally native to a small like man-made pond like this. But they've made their way there, and raccoons like to use their paws and open up oyster shells and eat the oysters inside.
So that's why it's cracked open. You think a raccoon ate it?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Yeah, and then over there across from our pond, we see two things. Well, actually, I don't know where the
I see teeny tiny little turtles.
Yes,
I don't know if you
teeny
guys
tiny
can
little
see it, but they're teeny tiny right on the edge there. They were closer to this edge, but they heard us talking and they swam away. They didn't want to be. They're a little camera shy today. So this pond, I just want to point out, this pond is like a neighborhood pond. So if your neighborhood has a little pond in it, like near the front entrance, this is the kind of pond that they would have. We also have ponds like this at a lot of our parks, like just little ponds. Oliver Nature Park has some really big ponds that have a lot more stuff at them. But this is a pretty simple pond. It's not very big. It's just right behind our office. And it is, like Madison said, man-made. It was just somebody built it here. So so it's not, you're not going to find anything super exotic. You're not going to find dolphins or anything like that.
I found something else.
Oh no, Madison found something else.
So I found like a thistle, a type of dandelion almost. And these guys have yellow flowers.
I bet you guys could find these in your yard.
Oh yeah. And when you see a dandelion, does it turn white?
Yes.
Yes, it does. And when it turns white, those are the seeds. And those seeds are spread through wind. And so
the ones that we see that are all white and puffy that you can blow on, this is what they look like first. So it starts off like this, all yellow, then it grows into a bigger yellow flower, and then it turns into a white puffy one. Oh, we're gonna see if we can find some. So Madison, why does the dandelion get to be that white puffy kind?
Well, it turns that way after it's done flowering, and that's its way of.
Oh, see, so
Yeah, this is after.
These have already lost all of their little seeds.
Well, actually, that just hasn't.
Yes. Very good. So when the dandelion does that, then if we blow them, we're spreading the seeds, but otherwise just the wind can pick it up, right?
Otherwise just the wind can pick it up. There's all sorts of different ways that seeds can spread, and dandelions just so happen to adapted to have their seeds blow everywhere.
Very nice. Yeah.
All right, so here's a really important safety question. We marked this because we found a flooded out fire ant hill.
Ooh.
And so you never want to be wearing open-toed
Oh, here.
shoes.
Okay, sorry. I was like, I don't see it. Okay, so here you can see, oh, look at all those little ants going. You will definitely see this in your backyard.
Yes, and those are fire ants. They are not native. They are not from around here. They are actually from a different part of the world, and they have come here.
Go home, fire ants. We don't want you.
They sting humans, and for some humans like me, their sting is very, very bad. It can cause us to, it can be like when people are allergic to bees. And so you never want to go outside with flip-flops on, especially after it's rained, because these guys' homes have been flooded out and they're all scrambling to make a new home. And they're not very happy either, so they are very quick to bite.
Yeah, usually this is a big mound, but now you can see how hard they are working. They're trying to rebuild it because of all that water last night. Yeah, no fun. Oh, look at that little guy. So, Madison, I found a little worm over here.
That worm is not, yep, so that worm is currently, that's a millipede.
There it is. You guys see the little worm right there in the middle?
I see, yeah, I think that's a millipede, and those fire ants are going to eat it up really quick.
Oh, no, run away, millipede.
Run away, millipede.
Oh, man. So fire ants eat other bugs?
Yeah, they will eat anything.
Oh.
They will eat absolutely anything. They're really good at picking up some stuff.
Okay, here, Madison, I just want to look real quick at this. So this is where like the water has kind of pooled up in the yard. This isn't like any sort of creek or anything. We just have all the water is kind of floating here. And sometimes in this water, if you're very quiet and very careful, you can see like other little bugs swimming around, floating in the things. Oh,
I don't know if that was
Madison's poking stuff because she likes to get dirty. Oh yeah, see, look.
See that?
There,
so,
Madison just found a little worm right there.
Little sort of worm. Yep, he's alive.
Oh, good.
At first I thought maybe he was a piece of grass. Let's use this to pick him up.
So Madison has a little, it's just like a little, like a
stick.
Yeah, popsicle stick, Madison. That's a good thing, a good tool to use so you don't necessarily have your hands.
There he is, and you can see his insides too.
Oh.
You know, that might be another grub or larva.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
Cool.
And you know, there's another grub right there, and this is sort of, this rain has created a mini home for these guys, mini ecosystem.
Cool. So it's okay for us to very gently pick them up and look at them, to examine them, take a picture, and then we just return them to their home. Because we would not want somebody to come into our house and pick us up and take us away.
So we are going to put them back.
Yes.
Very respectful. Always remember to be respectful to animals and plants because it's their home too.
Yes, for sure. Okay, what are we going to see next now, Madison?
So we talked about animals and plants.
Sorry.
But there's one more
Tiffany, will you
thing
wipe my arm right there?
we
That.
haven't talked about.
Okay, sorry, Madison.
It's okay.
I had a bug on my arm, but I was holding the camera, so I. Amy, I agree. I don't understand fire ants either. I would be fine with just letting them go.
Yeah, they're invasive. They're actually causing a few problems around the state, especially with the horny frogs. The horny toads. They kind of like eat their eggs.
Gross. Yeah, so we can all agree we should get rid of them.
Yeah, and we like horny lizards.
Okay.
Horny
Oh,
lizards.
guys, look what Madison found. What is this?
So this is a fungi.
He doesn't look very fun.
This is a mushroom. He's coming out to party after the rain.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is this the same kind of mushroom that like you get on your pizza?
Probably not. And with mushrooms, it's very, very important to not eat it. There's a lot of things you don't want to eat. And especially if you do not know what a mushroom is, very safe not to eat it. Just order it on your pizza.
Very good.
Yes.
What about, do we want to like kick it or step on it?
Probably not. I mean, it's okay to just leave it there if you know, I mean, it's not gonna, if you kick it, it has these things called spores, and the spores will probably come out and make more mushrooms.
Okay.
But mushrooms are not plants. They are fungi or fungi.
They're really fun guys. There you go. You're a
Yeah.
fun guy. Very good.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So those you definitely will be able to find in your own backyard, huh?
Yeah. And we have a few more things over here that I have noticed.
Okay. Sorry for that.
There's a butterfly right there.
Oh.
We keep missing the butterflies.
We do, because we're too loud. We're too loud and we're too busy. But there are lots of butterflies. Again, just like the birds, that's a reason to be super quiet and still while you're walking, so that you don't scare anything away. Oh, Madison's on the ground again. All right, Madison. What did we find here?
So I found the top of a bur oak.
Oh.
And a bur oak is my favorite kind of oak tree. Yes, this came from a tree.
So
It's an acorn.
Oh, okay.
It's an acorn. And this particular kind of acorn I really like because it kind of reminds me, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like the Mario characters. They have like really big hats and then little heads.
Yes.
And so these guys are really good at floating in the water to find a new place to live. And then if you're very careful, we found a few other
I almost
things.
stepped on them. Jeez.
Yes, we found a few other things.
Oh,
that,
these will definitely be in your
yeah.
backyard this morning or on your sidewalk out front.
So these guys are slugs. I think
Look at them.
Yeah. So these guys came out again after the rain, and they're just sort of chilling out. They're probably a little scared that I poked them. And then this guy is actually not just a shell. I'll pick him up real quick. I'm going to be very gentle. I saw his head peeking out earlier, so I know that he's in there. So let me just get him on his.
Oh, there we
Can
go.
you see that?
We can see that.
It's
So
a baby.
is that a snail?
Yeah, it's a baby snail.
Oh.
Yes, and if we left them alone after a while, his little head would peek out.
Oh.
Yes, and snails.
Do you guys remember, if you watched our video on Monday, Miss Tiffany has some snails and slugs, and we talked about how the difference between them and how they grow, and that the snails keep their shell their whole life.
I know y'all are well familiar with Turbo the racing snail. So we have here a roly-poly.
A roly-poly. Ugh, I love roly-polies.
Yes. These are also
Is there a more official name for a roly-poly, or is that its real name?
Pillbug.
Pillbug.
Pillbug,
That's not as fun.
I think there's even more scientific names.
Yeah.
But pillbug, they are really good because they sort of go around in the ground and they kick around the dirt and the soil.
And here's one that's not. These guys are not all rolled up. So they why do they roll up like that, Madison?
They roll up mostly, like an armadillo will, to protect themselves. They have a little shield across their body.
Nice.
And then if you look at this one, he's got little legs and then little antennas.
Nice. Yep. He does. He looks like he's got little armor on him. He's got a little tiny tank on his body.
Definitely. He is definitely a tank. And then I found here a leaf And if you guys are following along with your scavenger hunt page, or once y'all do go on your own scavenger hunt, we'll actually talk about doing rubbings.
Very good. Yeah, so if you so on our scavenger hunt, like I said, we have the checklist of the things you can find, and then we have some space where you can draw something that you find, or you can do a leaf rubbing. So Madison's going to show you how to do a leaf rubbing. And remember, you want to use leaves that have already fallen down off of the ground, so that we don't kill anything that's already alive. But so she took the leaf and she put it underneath her paper, and we're using a clipboard, but you could just use something hard like the countertop or something like that.
I'm going to hold my crayon at an angle.
So the crayon's at an angle and we're holding the paper tight. And then you just rub. Are you rubbing really hard or kind of softly?
I'm rubbing pretty softly.
Pretty soft, because we don't want to squish the leaf there. But you see, as you're starting to go.
And then you can start going a little bit more heavy.
Yeah, and just do it over and over, and you'll start to see all the lines of the leaf showing up there underneath.
So it's about as good as I'm going to get it to go. Some leaves show up a little better. This one doesn't have veins that stick out a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, I can write down that I found a leaf. And then if I want to draw something, let's see, I'll draw this pill bug. So all of you at home can draw along with whatever you find.
Wow, Madison, are you sure you're a science major? I think you might be an art major.
Pill bug.
So we don't want to do a rubbing on a pill bug, because if we put the pill bug underneath our paper and drew on it, you would not like it. But we could do that with a tree, right?
Yes. So the tree's not going to go anywhere. It is alive, but it's not going to want to run away from you or anything like that. So let's go check out. I dropped my crayon.
Oh.
Yeah, make sure if you're hiking and you drop anything, pick it up.
Absolutely. One of the things we always talk about with nature is the leave no trace, right? So you want, when you leave somewhere, you want to make sure it looks just like you weren't even there. Okay, so we're gonna do a leaf rubbing. It's gonna be our last thing of our scavenger hunt today.
There's the crane flag guy that had the larvae of that freaky looking larvae at the beginning.
Oh, look at that, guys. You see
that's
that?
The adult version.
So when it all grows up, this is what it's gonna look like, that weird wormy thing with all the worms inside of it.
Yep. So
gross. We're not gonna make a rubbing of him, because I'm gonna
see
stay.
Right here, that one side of the tree is dry and the other side is wet, because this is facing the sun. So we're going to rub the tree side, the dry side.
Right. So any of our leaves or bark, we're gonna get better results when it's dry, because it's gonna be harder. Okay.
Find a nice textured area.
So we're just putting the paper down, and again we're rubbing kind of hold the crayons sort of at an angle like that, and rubbing again sort of thin, but then a little bit heavier as you go.
See if we can get a better one up
And
here.
different parts you can kind of see on the tree, like see how all the bark is different shapes and deeper and thinner in different parts. So depending on where you rub,
so
you're getting all sorts of different.
Might not look
Yeah,
like
you
much,
can see
but
all
you can
sorts of
still
lines.
see. You can still see that it's got a texture to it.
Yeah, it looks like a really cool, like weird map or
Yeah.
something like that. So
on our scavenger hunt, of course, we've talked about all the different things that we can find out in nature, and this one is really easy for us to all fit along. So let's see what we found. I saw a bird.
yep, I didn't see it, but I heard it for sure.
I saw a worm.
Lots of worms.
Snails.
Good.
Ants. I saw a spider.
Yes.
That was exciting.
Madison tried to pick up a spider.
I did not see a spider web. I haven't seen any grasshoppers or crickets, but they'll come.
Yes.
They'll probably come when it's a lot drier. Haven't seen a ladybug, but I saw one last week. So keep your eyes open. Haven't seen any pets. And then, of course, we have all of our other natural items that kids are going to be it's going to be a lot easier for them to follow than like specific names.
Absolutely. And Mom and Dad, one thing we put on the list that that you'll see that it's a fun way, one thing that's nice about going for a nature walk is you can use it to teach other things. So you can do just a straight color scavenger hunt and say, do you find red things? Do you find orange things? Or you can talk about your 5 senses and find things that smell good, find things that smell bad, or things that are sticky. Absolutely. You can say, let's count all of the brown things that we find, or count all of the acorns. And so it's a great way to get outside, get some fresh air, and learn lots of things. But everybody having fun and not even knowing that they're having fun. Oh, Aubrey, we're sad you're missing your field trip too. We are super sad about all the field trips. Madison helps with field trips at Oliver, and we have been super sad to miss everybody. Oh, There we go. Now we're
Back.
together. So we are so sad too. All of our classes, all of our programs, all of our field trips, we're missing everybody. But we hope you're not missing nature, because even if you're at home, you can still totally find lots of really fun nature right in your backyard. You can still use this as a chance to learn about the outdoors and everything that's here right in our backyard, and have fun and get some fresh air. And when this is all over, come back to the park and you'll be such an expert scientist that you'll find even more things and be even better at tracking things down. So yes, we are going to finish this up right here, and we're going to add the scavenger hunt paper to the comments below. We're also going to add a link to iNaturalist if you guys want to download that app to your iPad or smartphone and use it to find things and actually identify the scientific names for things. And of course, if you have any questions, leave them here in the comments and we will answer you right away. We hope you enjoyed our little scavenger hunt today. We will see you back tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit less nature-y. Tomorrow we're going to go over to the MAC, where we offer lots of different classes, and we are going to be teaching you some TikTok dances. Madison,
Oh, yay.
do you know TikTok?
Unfortunately, yes.
Of course she does. Of course she does. Look how old she is. Absolutely, she knows TikTok. So tomorrow, you don't need any supplies. You need some space to move around, and some shoes you can move in. And we are going to learn some TikTok dances with one of our teachers, our dance teachers over at the MAC. So join us tomorrow morning at 10. We hope to see you guys then. We hope to see you all back at the parks very soon. We hope you enjoyed our day. Say goodbye, Madison.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much. And remember, you can have your own field trip in your own backyard.
Absolutely. Bye, everybody.
Bye.